Up, Fin Fam? Here we are, 21 days till the NFL kicks off, 24 days till we have Miami Dolphins football. Let me get a Fins up in the chat. How's everybody doing today? Anyways, this offseason has been one heck of a roller coaster with all the ups and downs that we've had this year. Starting off with Tyreek Hill quitting, or so he said. The idea of Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb coming back, and then losing Calais Campbell. Then Jalen Ramsey wants a trade, but then we get Minkah Fitzpatrick in return, so maybe that's even better. Anyways, been quite the roller coaster, to say the least. And all the players that have left have, called this team soft. I feel like this team has had the soft label for quite some time now. I would say since 2012, when we went from our original logo style to this new logo style that you see nowadays. But that's for another conversation. The conversation that we're going to have tonight is going to be mostly about Mike McDaniel. Have I been too hard on Mike McDaniel? Should I see what Mike McDaniel is doing in the background? I think Mike McDaniel might be cooking something up in the background, because this offseason kind of gives me the same vibes as the 2022 offseason. And you know what we looked like in 2023? We were this close, baby. We were this effing close. It was just a few pieces were missing, weren't in sync. So if you look at the 2022 offseason, we went and picked up Tyreek Hill. A lot of buzz around Tua. All this. Is Mike McDaniel secretly in the kitchen cooking up some secret sauce? Like he's a movie director directing pieces, and the 2025 season is going to be his final product? Should I stop being so hard on Mike McDaniel? That's what this topic tonight is going to be about. But before we get into all that, I do want to say that the DCC is coming up again in February 30th. This will be our second year running in the DCC. This will be DCC's 16th year going. Basically, Dolphins Cancer Challenge. They're aiming to raise up to $100 million this year. Not this year alone, but since they've started. This affects everybody. So as soon as we get the link, as soon as we get signed up, we're going to sign up tomorrow. So as soon as we get signed up, we'll put the link out there. If anybody wants to donate to cancer research, the link will be there. Me and my daughter, we had a great time last year out at the 5K. We went and we walked the 5K. We had a blast. We had fun. Met a lot of cool people. Had a lot of good conversations. It's just a good time going out there raising money for a good cause. Like, cancer research affects everybody. I'm sure every one of you knows somebody that knows somebody, or everyone that you know that knows somebody is affected by cancer in some way, shape, or form. So if we can get on top of that, man, it could definitely help. So the link will be there. If you feel like it, or if you can, go make a donation to DCC Dolphins Cancer Research, and help a brother out. So before we get into the show, I want you guys to go get your drinks, grab your snacks, pizza, popcorn, chips, whatever it is you want to go munch on. Sit back and enjoy. And if that didn't get you fired up, check your pulse.
Well, all right, hey, Ron, it's been great talking to you.
All right. So I went into this off season. I've paid way more attention to this off season than I have any other off season prior to this one. And I think a part of that has to do with the fact that like something in my gut told me that this year will be different. And I get it. You know, that's every year for Dolphin fans, right? But my gut has never really told me that. It's usually been my fandom that tells me that. Like, I'm a fan of the Dolphins, so I want them to succeed. I want them to do good every year. But usually my gut tells me I'm wrong, and I don't go with it. And I can look back throughout my life and remember times where I went against my gut. And 90% of the time, my gut's usually right. So I'm following my gut on this one, and I've been digging real deep into the Dolphins this off season and trying to figure out like why is my gut telling me that we could be a 12-win team? Why is my gut telling me that we could actually change our narrative, change our trajectory for the future? I've been on a lot of channels. I've been paying attention to a lot of other streamers. I really appreciate all the love and support that I've seen lately. The ability to be able to talk to other people that know what they're talking about allows you to learn things and see things from a different perspective that you might not see. So, and I went into the offseason being super critical of Mike McDaniel, and I'm kind of wondering if maybe I've been wrong about Mike McDaniel this offseason, and maybe Mike McDaniel is actually cooking up something special for the Miami Dolphins, and we're going to see it in the 2025 season, and we're going to get into that. We're going to break it down. We're going to break it all down for you. So make sure if you're enjoying it or if you're ready for it, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe. What's up, Pete's Takes? I see you in the chat. What is up? Fins up, baby. Let me pull up my notes real quick so I don't get too off track. So, going into the off season, not just the off season, but quite a few years now, our team has been labeled as soft, and I don't think it's been. I don't think that that's a recent thing with our team. Okay. I think our team has been soft since 2012 when we changed our logo from the old style logo where the Dolphin had the helmet on and you see the sun behind him and he sits there and like the look on the Dolphin actually looks mean. Like he looks angry, like he looks like he's coming for business. If you look at the new logo, it looks soft. So if the new logo looks soft, why wouldn't the team be soft? And that's just my take on that. So one of the things that I'm seeing differently is the physicality. Like these fights that we're seeing at these practices, like some people think it's a big deal, some people don't think it's a big deal. Like in the beginning, like at first, I'm like with the Jordan Brooks and Terrell Dodson got in that fight at the Chicago Bears practice. I was on the fence that it was more so that Tyrell Dodson wasn't doing his job and they got into a fight because Jordan Brooks, being the veteran on the team, like trying to be the leader of the defense, trying to trying to show dominance and be like, look, bro, you're not getting it together. You need to get it together. You need to stuff them. Like, we need to be a tough defense. We need to be physical. And like, he wasn't getting it. So like, eventually it got into a scuffle. I didn't get to watch the Chicago Bear game, but I did get a report from someone that during that game, Tyrell Dodson made a good play and Jordan Brooks came over to him and like they did like the high five and like the things, when you have a good play and you celebrate it with someone. So to me, that looks like the fight the day before. That's what it was about. He was trying to put him in place. Like, look, bro, you need to get it together. You need to get your shit together because we need to perform. Because we all know our corners are going to be lacking this year. Like, we're going to go through all these games all these games you see up here. We're going to go through them all, and we're going to break it down. And I'm going to try and reasonalize 12 wins here. If not, it is what it is. But I'm going to try and sell you the hope. Because I think Mike McDaniel is directing a movie, and the 2025 season is going to be his final product. And I don't know, but those are just the vibes that I'm getting from the offseason. So the physicality is getting there. You've seen it today at the Detroit Lions practice. It wasn't us fighting each other. It was us fighting the other team. But if you noticed, it was a former Detroit Lion player fighting a Detroit Lion player, which is kind of interesting. Like, were they having beef on their team before, or was this like a Mike McDaniel orchestrated move? You know what I mean? Like, talking in his ear, hey, man, like, he's your old player, like, hyping him up. You know what I'm saying? The Tyreek Hill move at the end of the year last year, could that have been a Mike McDaniel move? He's probably told him, like, Tyreek Hill was probably there sitting on the sideline, like, oh, man, we're losing the game. Like, I don't know if I can finish, coach. And he was probably like, okay, sure, you can sit out, but make it a scene. You know what I mean? Make it a scene. Because the Dolphins in the media right now, all eyes are on us. Just like 2022, all eyes were on us in 2022. But it wasn't in a positive light. It was in a negative light. Because we were coming off of a bad season. They didn't expect us to do a whole lot. Yeah, we had Tyreek Hill hyping up Tua Tagovailoa, but like, you had all the beat writers and you had all the people on TV saying that it was just a fluke and he was just hyping him up, and then they come out in the 2023 season and it wasn't just hype. They performed. They did fail in a lot of big games. But that's just a product of what's to come. And that's just a product of what Mike McDaniel has been building. Like, we weren't there yet. Our offensive line wasn't quite there yet. Like, we had Teron Armstead. He was there, but he wasn't there. You know what I mean? Just like last year. He was there, but he wasn't there. So last year we went and picked up Patrick Paul. This is going to be his second year. He's doing pretty okay. I mean, he's not a stud. He's not an all-pro. Like, he's probably not going to make Pro Bowl, but he's going to be efficient enough to get the job done. Jova Savanea, same thing. Like, he's not going to be an all-pro. He's not going to be a Pro Bowler, especially not in his first year. But he's going to be good enough to get the job done, especially once we get past these first 5 games. Like, these first 5 games here are pretty easy, like, to think about it. Like, these first 5 games are really ideal for our rookie and our second year guys to come in and get their feet under them before we start hitting the rough part of the schedule, which is like week 6 against the Chargers, 7 the Browns are going to be tougher than we think. Like, their offense isn't going to be there, but like the defense is always there. Myles Garrett doesn't come to play, he comes to win. Atlanta Falcons, like, that's up in the air. Like, that really depends on how Michael Penix Jr. comes out and performs. If Michael Penix Jr. comes out and is a dud, then it's going to be all about shutting down Bijan Robinson, and I totally see our front 7 able to do that. And then we just outscore them. But then we got the Ravens, and then the Bills again, then the Commanders. So our first 5 games are really good in our favor. It's set up really nicely in our favor. A lot of people don't realize it. Like, we get 2 decently easy games. Yes, the Patriots are going to be harder than they have been the last couple years because of Mike Vrabel and the changes that they've made. But I still don't think that Drake May is going to be good enough. And they have Stephon Diggs over there. And if you go watch and see what Stephon Diggs has done to teams since he left Houston, basically since him and Deshaun Watson split up, neither of them have done well. Go back and do the research, and you'll see what I'm talking about. We're not here to talk about them. We're here to talk about the Dolphins. So Stephon Diggs is poison. And that's why I don't have faith in the Patriots right now. It's not Vrabel. I have a lot of faith in Vrabel able to turn that team around, but they need to get rid of Diggs. And then the Bills, we already know what that is. I've talked about this before. They're tough. Yes, they're our division rivals right now, but we've been so close to beating them so many times that it's sickening. And some of those games that we've actually lost to them, like really, you can go back to that game last year with Jordan Poyer and pass interference, like they put the Buffalo Bills in field goal range to win the game. I don't know what to say. I don't know what else to say. We should have won that. PI puts them in field goal range, runs out the clock. They win. And that's not the only game that they've won like that. So the Buffalo Bills aren't the scary ones. This year it's going to be the Jets. Their defense is really solid, and their offense looks really good with Justin Fields. We're not going to go into that, but if you want to know how good that their offense performed with Justin Fields, just go look at the first quarter of their preseason game last week. Just go look at the play-by-play, and you'll see what I'm saying. But anyways, so let's get back on track. So we have an easy first 5 games for our rookies and our second-year players, and our first-year deals, like our extension, Darren Waller for one, Minkah Fitzpatrick, although he can come in and be a piece right away, a weapon right away. Like I've already seen him in practice. Like they've been using him as a spy, basically lining him up like he might blitz, but working as a spy. So Minkah Fitzpatrick. Oh shit. Bro, my buddy's got to start getting Thursday nights off. I need him here to fill in when I'm not talking. So anyways, this team is working on being more physical. In the off season, all of the players and in all of their meetings, all of their pressers, all of them have been talking about conditioning and conditioning for their body, being healthier, taking better care of their body, making sure that they are available. Because what? Availability. That's the best ability. Because you know all these guys are hearing all the noise on social media. How can you not hear the noise on social media? It's everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Smash that like and subscribe on all them platforms for your AFC Eastie Boys, because you ain't going to want to miss any of the action this season, because we got it in store for you. I don't know what to say right now. I'm trying to not get off track, but I'm not doing a good job. I need my buddy here. Anyways. So when I'm saying that Mike McDaniel is cooking something up like he's a fucking director directing a movie, there's just certain things that tell me he's kind of behind these moves. Like, I don't know. Call me crazy. Let me know in the chat if I'm just tripping or what. But I feel like the move with the Tyreek Hill move at the end of the last season, that was definitely a Mike McDaniel thing. When Tyreek Hill came in last year and was hyping up Tua Tagovailoa, that was definitely a Mike McDaniel thing. Or Chris Greer. Both of them probably. To create buzz, create hype, because the Miami Dolphins are in the media right now. And that's why I feel like our practices look bad right now, because I think it's all just for show. Mike McDaniel is just having people put on a show right now to make it look like the Miami Dolphins are a wreck and they're in disarray and they don't have their shit together. Because come 2025 season, September 7, 1 p.m., when the Miami Dolphins step on the field to play against the Indianapolis Colts, Mike McDaniel is going to hit the little...
All right, quiet on set. And action.
And it's just going to be on. And the Miami Dolphins are going to turn on the Jets. They have no idea what's coming. The NFL has no idea what's coming. Because Mike McDaniel, I'm realizing it. Like, I'm going to give him a pass right now in preseason because I know he's hiding what's really coming. That's why we're not working on deep passes in practice, because he's saving it for the regular season. We could tell that Tua's secretly working on his arm. We saw the deep pass finally, the 55-yarder. Went a little bit over the head, but still a good look, you know. I think Mike McDaniel's still running these same runs up the middle to hide that he's actually got some stuff cooking. Was intended for Alexander Madison, but with his unfortunate injury, it's now Ollie Gordon, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about Ollie Gordon in a little bit and how his stock just rose and how Jalen Wright's stock might be falling. But I think he had ideas in mind for Ollie Gordon in the run game, and we might see some Raheem Mostert-style production from that position. I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but Devon Achane has honestly been working more with wide receivers and in wide receiver routes than he has in running back routes in this offseason. Again, that could be Mike McDaniel just putting on a show and making people think that Devon Achane's going to be running out of the slot. I mean, he's got me thinking it. I have him in my top 5 running backs this year because I think he's going to get a lot of production out of the slot position and the running position. And you know how explosive he is. If he can get open, his speed is phenomenal. Break one for a touchdown real fast. Just like Tyreek Hill. Just like the Cheetah. If he gets a 45-yarder on the run, you know, Tyreek Hill hitting him in stride like this, and he's on the run. As soon as he catches that ball, you're seeing deuces, bro. You're seeing deuces. You could see that 7 to 10 times this year. I think Mike McDaniel's cooking something in that kitchen. And ain't nobody going to be ready for it. Just like 2023. Nobody was ready for it. Same thing was happening in the 2022 offseason. We had a roller coaster of an offseason in 2022. Same thing happened. Came out in 2023, and we lit it up. The only difference was Mike McDaniel wasn't ready for it. He wasn't ready for the adversity, Pete. He wasn't ready for that. But this year, he should be ready. He should be better with his adjustments. better with his challenges, better with his play calling. That the penalties that we get, can we blame all of that on Mike McDaniel with those pre-snap motions? I mean, we've run them enough that our players should be able to get into place on time, or they should be able to line up in place, right, Pete? Tua should be able to notice that. Can't put it all on Mike McDaniel. Is he really cooking up something special for the 2025 season, and he's just hiding it and making the Dolphins look like they're nothing to worry about? So when teams come to Miami, or when we show up at places, they underestimate us. They put us already. They mark a win already on that box when they see us on their schedule. Like every team that we face this year already has a W on that box. They have that game checked off because of the offseason that Mike McDaniel is portraying to the NFL. I'm telling you, man, if the NFL was scripted, Mike McDaniel's a fucking director. And he's doing a pretty good job. He's put a pretty decent team together. But we need him to perform. That injury bug, man, that injury bug has killed us and killed us and killed us. And that's nothing that you can prepare for. Not even a director can prepare for the injury bug. But you know what you can do? You can hire a good conditioning coach. You can hire a conditioning coach that you trust. You can change the culture in the locker room to where the players put more emphasis on their health and their body and their conditioning, so that when adversity strikes and when we're in crunch time positions, we can fight through it, and we don't have to be clenching our butt cheeks when Tua is running the ball and scrambling in the backfield. Hopefully we don't have to be put in a position where it's like that. But everybody out there knows what I'm saying when I say that. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, every time I'm sitting in those stands and I see Tua Tagovailoa having to scramble, my heart literally stops. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. One thing I am noticing in the offseason during practices is that our quarterback is able to get more time in the pocket. It has been clean at times. Yes, it's still struggling. We definitely need to get Austin Jackson back out there. Liam Eichenberg wouldn't hurt. It's crazy to say that, but here we are going into the 2025 season, and Mike McDaniel is cooking up something special. And it looks bad. It looks bad right now. It really does, but nah, bro. Have faith. Have faith that this is going to be a 5-star production. Titanic level. I'm telling you. Bright lights are going to be on the Miami Dolphins. We have a lot of prime time games this year. Hell, two of our first 5 are prime time. Thursday night against the Bills, at Buffalo, Monday night at home against the Jets. Both of those prime time games. Then we have another one against Baltimore, in Baltimore. That one's going to be a fun one. Another one in Spain with Washington. That one's going to be a fun one. The Steelers game is prime time. I'm pretty sure the Bengals game is prime time too, but I may be mistaken on that one. But yeah, the Dolphins are going to be in the lights a lot this year. And Mike McDaniel is cooking up something special. And the NFL has no idea it's coming. He's going to hit them dead in the mouth. Because they're not going to see it coming. Tua's going to stay healthy. He's going to play at least 15 games. He's going to miss a couple, but it's going to be for minor stuff. It's not going to be for anything serious like most people think. He's going to do well. Tyreek Hill's also going to do well this year. Because Tyreek Hill, Whether people realize it or not, Tyreek Hill has been putting in a lot of work this offseason. One thing that I've noticed from Tyreek Hill this offseason is he is locked in. He's been racing people. He's been running a lot of track. I don't know if y'all saw it or not. I got the video up. You guys can go check it out. It's in my shorts probably about a month and a half ago. He hit 26 miles per hour. 26 miles per hour. Just gone. Now imagine him catching a 45-yard out route just in stride, going at 26 miles an hour. You know what I haven't noticed from Tyreek Hill this offseason? I haven't noticed a single Fortnite stream. I haven't noticed a single Madden stream. I haven't noticed a single football, like college football stream. None of it. The only streams I've been seeing is him working out, putting in work, and working with his kids. He did have a couple, like, he went on vacation for a week and was, like, doing some streams with some other guy. I don't pay attention to anything really outside of football, so I don't know who any of those guys are. But he's apparently a famous YouTuber or Twitcher or something. And, like, he had a week or two of vacation where he was just having fun, and those weren't, like, serious streams. But, you know, everybody needs to release, right? This is the off season. This is the time he needs to do that. But everything else has been him putting in work. Working on his body. Working on his conditioning. Working on his speed. Because he is getting old. Now, speaking of that, this is his last year to fight for a contract for retirement. Basically, he's right now, this is his last year to earn a contract for retirement. Like, the last chance he has to make a big contract before he has to retire. So this is the last chance he's getting money from the NFL. So to think that he's going to hinder his relationship with his quarterback, that's just crazy. That's a bad business move. I don't know anybody that would do that. Like, that would just be dumb. I don't think he's injured because he's scared of getting hurt or he doesn't want to work with the team. This is all, again, orchestrated by the director, directing it all in the background, Mr. Mike McDaniel. Like, oh, we need this team to have this type of appearance because guess what? We're going to knock them all in the mouth once the season starts September 7th when we step on the field with the Indianapolis Colts. Unfortunately, they're the first team that's going to feel it. Anthony Richardson, if he's out there, he's going to feel it. He's going to feel Chop Robinson laying that axe down. Bradley Chubb coming in from the left side, pressuring him. Jalen Phillips pressuring him. He tries to run, cut to the left. Nope. Jalen Phillips right there in your face. You want to pass it? Okay. Sure. But as soon as you go to pass it, guess what? You're getting hit by Chop from the back. That ball's off. Minkah Fitzpatrick picks it. Takes it back for 6. That's your first drive in Indianapolis, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony Richardson out for the season. Daniel Jones comes in to back it up. Doesn't do much better. Dolphins go on to win that one. Start the season 1-0. NFL didn't see that coming. Nobody saw that coming. You know what? My gut saw that coming. And there's been too many times in my life where I've not listened to my gut, and my gut has made me feel like an idiot, and I'm not doing it this time. I was being super critical of Mike McDaniel. I was being super critical of this team. I was turning into a Debbie Downer. I was not listening to my gut. My gut going into this offseason told me, you know what, 2025, there's something different about 2025. The players are more bought in. They want to win. This is an age of social media where everything is blasted on the internet and everybody cares about their image. Everybody cares about what others think about them. And right now the Miami Dolphins are basically the laughing stock of the NFL. You don't think these players hear all that noise? You don't think that they hear that? And you don't think that secretly deep down they want to shut that shit down? Of course they do. They all do. Nobody wants to go home to their wife at night knowing that they're getting blasted on the internet because they're soft and they can't stay upright. They're injury prone. How can you go home to your wife at night knowing that everybody in the world is calling you soft? No, you're going to do something about it. But a real man doesn't flaunt it, doesn't put it out there in public. He goes out there, he gets his business done, and lets his business speak for itself. He lets the finished product speak for itself. That's what a real man does. And that's what these Miami Dolphins are going to do. Week 2, we come home. It's our home opener. Best believe we going to whoop the ass of them New England Patriots. Like I said, Drake May, he's going to feel that pressure. You'll notice a trend going as we go through this schedule here. But Drake May, he's going to feel that pressure. And that defense, the defense is going to be okay. It's a Mike Vrabel-led defense. He's definitely a defensive coach, and he's definitely beat Tua more than once when he was with the Tennessee Titans. So the defense is going to be tough, but not tough enough to stop us from scoring 24 points. But I guarantee you Drake May can't put up more than 20. Not on this defense. Nope. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So now we start 2-0. NFL's buzzing. Oh. It's just the Colts and the Patriots. There's nothing to worry about. It's just the Colts and the Patriots. Like, they were... deep down, we expected them to win that game, even though we chalked it up as a loss before the game started. So here we are, 2-0, and they're making excuses now. Not quite buying into it. You know, they're not buying into it yet. So we travel to Buffalo for week 3. Woo, there's a lot of hype around this game right here. You know, the last 2 times Tua went out with a concussion was on a Thursday night against Buffalo. Yeah. Last year. The year before that. Thursday night against Buffalo. Why is the NFL doing this to Tua Tagovailoa? It's almost as if they're trying to put this guy out of commission. But guess what? Real men, they show it on the field. They're ready for this one. This is where he breaks the trend. It's going to be a good game right here. It's going to be early to call it, but could possibly be the game of the year. We're going to see these two quarterbacks battling it out for sure. And the Dolphins are going to come out on top in prime time on Thursday night in Buffalo to start their season at 3-0. NFL is shocked. That Friday morning, every media station is buzzing. The Miami Dolphins just beat the Buffalo Bills on a Thursday night game, and they start in their season 3-0 after we had them chalked up to an 0-5 start. Are they for real? Is this defense for real? It is, because our guys have been putting in that work in this offseason, and Mike McDaniel has been putting in that work as a director in this offseason, making it look like these Miami Dolphins are the same old Dolphins, going out there to do the same things and not changing nothing. No. My gut tells me 2025 is different. And that Mike McDaniel has been building something, cooking something up in that kitchen for change, to change the culture and the trajectory of the Miami Dolphins. This 2025 season is going to be the product. So there we go. And then we come home Monday night, bright lights again, playing against the Jets. Jets come in on a Monday night in South Florida. It's going to be a fun game. Seats are going to be filled because the Jets are going to look good too. And this is where we catch our first snag. Reality kind of kicks in. Justin Fields and the Jets defense is just a little like they overcome the Dolphins and we take a loss here. So now we're sitting at 3-1 and the media comes back down to earth like, okay, maybe it is just the same old Dolphins. They lost to the Jets. If you're with me, like and subscribe. Don't forget, we're doing a giveaway when we get to 500 subscribers. When we get to 500 subscribers, we got a giveaway going on. We're going to give this signed Mike Gesicki photo to one lucky winner when we hit 500 subscribers. I have the authentication for it as well. How you can win that, it's super simple. I mean, obviously, if you're not subscribed, subscribing would help. But hit that like button and share. Spread the love. And when you share us on all your social media. Share us to your mama, to your cousin. Anybody that likes football, likes the Dolphins, likes the Jets, likes fantasy football, we cover it all. Share it. And then tag us. And whoever shows us the most love, it's yours. We're going to send it out to you. That's a photo. You notice he had the number 86 on and not the number 88 because when he came into the league, when we drafted him, the number 88 was taken, so he had to use the number 86. I don't know if that means anything more, but it's worth about $100 at the moment. So even if you wanted to sell it, there you go. It's a free way to earn $100. So here we are. We're sitting at 3-1, and the media's back down to earth. And that was all part of Mike McDaniel's plan. You know, yeah, we got to win the big game there. You know, we got to put that in their mind for later in the season. Because right now, like this win against the Jets, it's really not that important in the grand scheme of things when we're trying to go 12-5 and win the division. So then we travel to Carolina. And Carolina kind of puts up a fight, but Bryce Young, he can't put up enough. Like their offense just isn't enough to outscore what the Miami Dolphins are doing this year. They're coming out and producing. So they win that one. And then they come home and they play the Chargers. And they win that one as well. Because they play the Chargers well. And I don't think Jim Harbaugh and that team is quite there yet. They have a rookie running back coming in with J.K. Dobbins and Justin Herbert. Like, they don't really have clear-cut wide receiver one. Like, they brought Keenan Allen back in, which he's going to be good, and he's a good sleeper for fantasy. But he's not, like, wide receiver one material anymore. And, like, Ladd McConkey, well, like, he's their wide receiver one. And honestly, he's not that great. I mean, he's going to perform because, like, Justin Herbert's going to feed him the ball. But in a game-time situation like this, the Miami Dolphins are going to win that one. And then we travel to Cleveland. It could be cold there. But now we're sitting at, 6-1 on the season? One, 2, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, and then we beat the Browns and make it 6-1. NFL's buzzing. Oh my gosh, these Miami Dolphins really are doing something. There really is a culture change. Like, they look really good. You know what? Tua has stayed healthy so far this whole season. Hasn't missed a beat. And he's just cooking. The whole offense is cooking. The defense is applying so much pressure. By this point, there's 2 pick sixes. There's 7 interceptions. 20 sacks. Like, the defense is putting in work and carrying this team. But the offense is being efficient enough, and they're scoring. Like I said, 45-yard bombs to Tyreek Hill running 26 miles per hour like this in motion is a guaranteed touchdown every time. So here we are. We're sitting at 6-1 after beating the Cleveland Browns, and we head to Atlanta. Now, this one's really dependent on Michael Penix Jr. and how he turns out. It's hard to call this one, but I'm going to call it to where we really control Bijan Robinson and then we control the game. And I have a complete confidence that the Miami Dolphins this year are going to hold runners to 100 yards or less per game. Can clip me on that and hit me back at the end of the year. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, show me I'm wrong. I'm so for it. But right now, as it stands, from what I've seen this offseason, there's no reason for me not to believe that we're going to be holding runners to under 100 yards per game. So, we shut down Bijan Robinson. We win that game. Woo! The next game, that's not a fun one. No, and that's a home game on a Thursday night, or is that a Sunday night? I know it's a primetime game at home against the Baltimore Ravens. And I remember the last time the Baltimore Ravens came to Miami, me and the wife got into a fight with some Baltimore fans. It was not fun. It was kind of uncalled for. We weren't trying to. It was supposed to just be friendly, back and forth banter, but the wife decided she wanted to take a stab at me, and next thing I know, my wonderful wife came, like, her fist came flying over my shoulder right into the lady's face. So, there's that. So we have another Thursday night game against Baltimore at home, and Baltimore this year is going to be a force to be reckoned with. I do not see in any way, shape, or form the Miami Dolphins beating them. If we can hold Derrick Henry to 100 yards or less, I call that a win. Even if we lose that game, I call that a win. But I have to chalk this one up as a loss. Lamar Jackson is just one of those quarterbacks to where it doesn't matter how much pressure we put on him or we're able to put on him. Like, he's going to find a way to scramble out of the pocket. He's going to find a way to buy time. He's going to find a way to win that game with his feet and with his arms. And with the addition of D-Hop that they picked up in the offseason, like, I really do believe D-Hop finally found a good fit for him, and he's going to have probably the best year of the rest of his career this year. And he might win a Super Bowl. You heard it here first. Probably not here first. Like, I'm sure there's some Baltimore fans out there that have said that they're going to the Super Bowl this year. But here's a Dolphin fan saying it. So now we're sitting at 7-2. Right? Yeah, 7-2. Heading home, and Buffalo's coming back here. And they're pissed off in this one. You know how the Miami Dolphins win the division this year at 12-5? By sweeping the Buffalo Bills. That's right. They think they're going to come in and play us in the wintertime at 1 p.m. and take away our advantage of the heat, even though Stephon Diggs is not there to cry about it anymore. We're still going to win. And then we travel to Spain. Another home game. We had 3 home games in a row. We travel to Spain to play the Washington Commanders. Another good team on the rise. This game really depends on the Scary Terry situation. If Scary Terry is on that team, the Washington Commanders definitely win. Because I've talked about this in some other streams. We're not going to go too deep into it. You can go back and look at those. I definitely am following the Washington Commanders. Because if they keep Scary Terry, the whole pickup of Deebo Samuel is the fact that you have your number 1 wide receiver in Scary Terry, and you can use Deebo as a weapon. Well, if Scary Terry's not there, Deebo's not your weapon. He's your wide receiver 1. So it totally changes the whole dynamic of the team. So Scary Terry's there, Washington wins. Scary Terry's not there. I can definitely make an argument that the Dolphins at this point are can win that game. They have enough momentum. Like the media by this point is like, are you serious? The Dolphins are seriously 7-3 right now, going into Spain, about to go into their bye week with well over a winning season. This is like a movie. Oh, are we gonna see a movie about this in 20 years? You know, like Mike McDaniel scripted it. He's a director. Remember, I've been saying it. So that can either be a win or a loss depending on the Scary Terry situation. So we're either sitting at 7-4 going into bye week, or we're sitting at 8-3 going into bye week. We come out of bye week, another home game. So we have 4 home games in a row. Bam, 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 bam. Like, this month is going to suck for me because I go to the home games. And that costs money. You got to take off work, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, so 4 home games in a row. The Saints come. Like, they're going to be fighting for number 1 seed. They're going to be fighting for the number 1 pick. Not number 1 seed, sorry. The number 1 pick in next year's draft. So we don't really have to worry about them. That's literally going to be like, hey guys, you show up and you win. Like, basically just show up and win, because the Saints ain't going to be trying to win at that point. So now we're sitting at 9-4, or no, 8-4 or 9. Oh shit! Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're sitting at 9-3 or 8-4 at this point. And then we travel to play the Jets. This is going to be a cold game. And I hate to break it to you guys, but the Jets sweep us this year. Unfortunately, I have to say that. They sweep us, so that's another loss. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe whether you want to or not, just for the pure honesty that the only team in our division that's going to sweep us this year is the Jets. But fortunate enough, they're only going to have 9 wins, so it's not going to matter when it comes to the division, because we're still going to be battling the Bills. And the fact that we swept the Bills will give us the division. So we lose here. So that puts us at either 10-4 or no. That puts us at either 9-5 or 10-4. I should have been writing this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 10-3 or no, it would be 9-5 or 10-4. Oh, I should have wrote this down. Anyways, and then the Steelers. Like, yes, the Steelers have a good defense. Yes, the Steelers have Mike Tomlin. But in that same argument, I can say that Mike Tomlin is just mediocre. They're just the middle of the pack. And, like, other than TJ Watt, can you name me another defensive player that's a playmaker and a difference maker that's on the team. I'll wait while I come up with the rest of the Steelers skit here. I also need a new drink. I need a bartender. Where's my bartender? Bartender! I need a new drink. Right. There's nobody else other than TJ Watt. And the offense, we really don't know what the offense is going to look like. Is Aaron Rodgers really going to come out and perform like it's going to be late in the season? Like last year, late in the season, that's when he started cooking. That's when things started gelling. Geno Smith, same thing. Late in the season, he started cooking. He started gelling. They do have George Pickens over there. But our Dolphins are on a mission. Remember, Mike McDaniel has been writing a script for the last 4 years. He's a director directing a movie, and the 2025 season is his final product. And then everything after that is just going to be icing on the cake. So we win that one. But then we come home, and unfortunately, Joe Burrow and the Bengals, they find a way to win. They find a way to beat us. It's not pretty. Like, they don't clearly win. It's not a blowout. It's definitely a shootout on both sides. It turns into a shootout on both sides. Kind of like what you saw with the Baltimore game a couple years ago. But we end up losing that game. So now we're sitting at either 4 or 5 losses. Oh. And there the wife goes clutch with the fist over the shoulder again. Cheers. And then, honestly, it's going to be a bad home year this year because we lose a lot of our games at home in front of the Miami Dolphin fans. Because the Buccaneers, unfortunately, are going to be like Baker Mayfield, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. They're a really good duo over there. Like, they're a consistent duo over there. Baker Mayfield has put up 4,000 plus yards in the last 2 years, and he doubled his touchdowns from 2023 to 2024. And I do expect him to put up another 40 plus touchdowns this year. So with that being said, he definitely scores 2 or 3 touchdowns on our secondary to win the game. So that puts us at either 5 or 6 losses right there. And then we travel to New England. This is their get-right game. Can they get right? I don't know. Their season may have fell apart at this point. To be determined is the answer here. Just like it says on when the date of the game is to be determined. Because their season could fall apart. I'm telling you, Stephon Diggs is a curse. He does not help teams. He kills teams. Go back and look at what has happened to every team that he went on to since he left. Him and Deshaun Watson separated. What did Deshaun Watson do? What did Stephon Diggs do? It seemed like the two of them were meant to be together. Because when they were together, Houston Texans were relevant. Well, I mean, they're relevant again now with CJ Stroud and, like, things going on. But this year, Anyways, Stephon Diggs is a curse. I can easily see Stephon Diggs being the reason that the New England Patriots lose a lot of games this year. Unless Mike Vrabel realizes it, which he is the type of coach to, like, cut away at things, like, before they get bad. And he might realize early that Stephon Diggs is a ball hog, and he's going to be hungry, and he's going to be wanting the ball all the time. And it's going to hurt your offense, and it's going to prevent you from scoring. Because guess what? Stephon Diggs is going to want that touchdown. But Stephon Diggs is going to be getting double covered. and he's not going to be able to get open, and Jacoby Myers is going to be the one that's open. So we'll see how Mike Vrabel handles Stephon Diggs. He's definitely the coach for it, but Stephon Diggs is like another Antonio Brown. Like, what can you do? He's going to cry and fight and complain if he doesn't get the ball. Have a good night, Pete. I'm glad you made it home safe, and I'm glad that I can keep you company on your ride. So there you have it. Mike McDaniel has been putting together a movie for the last couple years, piecing it all together, making it look like the Dolphins are falling apart, just can't get it together. Same old Dolphins, running dink and dunk in practice, fighting each other in practice, just not showing up, being late, getting injured, like faking injuries. It's all just act. Everybody's just acting. Like, we should give every one of these players on the Miami Dolphins an Oscar after you see the result of the 2025 season. Now, I'm not saying we go and win the Super Bowl. I'm not saying we're going to go make it to the Super Bowl. But I don't think the Miami Dolphins are going to hold the record at 26 years without a playoff win, is what I'm trying to tell you right now. The final product of the movie that Mike McDaniel has been directing is the 2025 season. My gut told me this going into the offseason. I argued with it for a while. I was super critical this offseason. I've been watching everything, everybody. I've been paying attention to everything. And today I had an epiphany. I put all the pieces together. It just seems too similar to the 2022 offseason. And we came out in 2023 and we lit it up. But we weren't mature enough yet. We weren't physical enough yet, because when we changed our logo back in 2012 to the new logo that it is today, I don't even want to put it on my screen right now. Oh, you can see it back there. There you go. You can see it back there. That logo is soft. It made our team soft. We need to change the logo back. Fin fans, we need to unite. We need to riot. We need to get our logo changed back to what it used to be, or something similar. We can't keep going on like this. So we coming out in the 2025 season, and it's going to be different for us. Hey, yo! Fins up. Fins up, baby. It's going to be different for us. We're not going to have 26 years without a playoff win. We're getting it in 2025. Mike McDaniel's been directing this movie, and 2025 season is the product. And everything beyond that is just icing on the cake. That's enough about Mike McDaniel. I do want to touch on Ollie Gordon for a little bit, because I spoke on Ollie Gordon because I do feel like Mike McDaniel had the idea for Alexander Mattison to take on like a Raheem Mostert style role, to where he was going to come in on third downs, goal line situations, and be able to punch it in. Because, just like Tyreek Hill said, Devon Achane is just not that guy. He's not a short down guy. He's a small guy. Like, you can't put him in. Same thing with Jalen Wright. But Alexander Mattison, unfortunately, the untimely injury, putting him out for the season. Well, Ollie Gordon has been looking pretty good. And Ollie Gordon is going to slide right in there. He was our biggest back anyways, even bigger than Alexander Madison, I believe. He comes in at 6'2", 225. So definitely has the potential to be our big down, our big back, our third down back, our goal line back. I guarantee you if Ollie Gordon was in there for that 4th and 1 instead of Jalen Wright during the preseason game on that first drive, I guarantee you he would have punched it in. I guarantee you it wouldn't have went to 4th and 1. He would have got it on 3rd and 1. Just saying. And the fact that Ollie Gordon is coming in as a rookie, and there's going to be a lot of people in your fantasy league that aren't Dolphin fans and don't really know what's going on in the Dolphin situation and in the Dolphin world, but you're lucky that you got me here because you can literally pick up Ollie Gordon in the last round of your draft and get high potential from him. He's got a high ceiling. Very high ceiling. Just picture Raheem Mostert 2023 stats and just cut it in half. So being able to get that in the last round, I say you should take it. But you're right, True Fin fan. We definitely need the old logo back. Something like it. Doesn't have to be the old logo necessarily. But we need something that looks mean. Like, look at this logo, bro. Like, that dolphin and that logo, this is the one from 97 to 2012. This is the logo we had from 1997 to 2012. And then we switched it to this stuff here behind me. Doesn't that dolphin look like he's ready to come for business? Listen, if you guys are getting here late and you haven't had the chance, if you guys are just getting here, I appreciate you guys showing up, but you got to go back and you got to listen to it because Mike McDaniel's putting together a movie and its 2025 season is really going to be something Fin fans are going to enjoy. Like, it doesn't seem like it on the surface looking at it, but I break it down for you. I give you, you'll like it. But we need to get to the old logo. We need to get this softness out of us. I'm really hoping you have the exact logo tatted on your left calf. I'm not really big into tattoos, man. But if I were to get one, it would definitely be a dolphin tattoo for sure. But, I really don't have a lot of tattoos on me. I got a few when I was locked up, but I didn't really... It was just because I was bored. Had nothing else to do. I don't know. Never really put tattoos on me, but I would definitely get a dolphin logo tattooed on me. For sure. For sure. Saturday, we play Detroit. We're not going to win that game. And we're not going to see a whole lot of wow plays. Because like I said, Mike McDaniel, I get it now. Mike McDaniel's putting on a show. He wants it to look like we're the same old Dolphins going into the season. He doesn't want to give up anything big. I'm going to give him a pass for the rest of the offseason as far as coaching decisions and stuff go, because I still am going to be critical during the season of coaching decisions, because that's definitely something that he does need to work on. He needs to work on his challenges. There were certain challenges that he's called every season that I know you and me here are what the fuck were you seeing? Because what I was seeing was not what you were seeing. You know what I mean? And those people don't realize it, but those challenges are very crucial. We get the ball. There's 2 minutes left. We burnt 2 challenges in the game. We only have 1 timeout now, and it's a 2-minute warning, and we're trying to push the ball down the field. but we can't get to the boundaries. We can't get those sideline passes to get out of bounds and stop the clock. And here we go. We get to the 35. There's 10 seconds left on the clock. Like, we have to rush up, spike the ball. Like, our team's not built for that. We lose the game because the clock runs out and we can't kick a field goal and win it, or we don't have enough time. We can't call the timeout and get that last play in. Things like that. That's why the challenges are important. The ability to adjust in games is also key and crucial to Mike McDaniel's development, because we've all seen it. We've all noticed it. We'll go into the game with a game plan, and it seems like that game plan doesn't change. Even if it doesn't work, you keep pushing it. Oh, next time we'll try it with this player instead. I'm sure it'll work. I'm still going to be critical of all that. I'm still going to be critical of all that. But I do believe that Mike McDaniel has been putting together a masterpiece, and the 2025 season is going to be the product of that masterpiece. And a lot of this stuff that we're seeing in the off seasons, it was just hoopla to distract you from what was really going on behind the scenes. What he really had cooking up in the kitchen. He's cooking up that secret sauce. Remember, 2022 season was similar to this season. It was a roller coaster. We had lots of ups and downs. Lots of ups and downs all through the 2022 season. No one in the media had faith in the Miami Dolphins going into 2023. But what'd we do? We went and lit it up. Granted, it was a little too early. We weren't ready for those tough teams. But we've grown since then. And now we're ready for it. Dolphins going to have a good year. Fins up, guys. Let's keep our fins up. Because we can't let our fins drag down. We got to keep our fins up no matter what. Win or lose. Win or lose, we all Fin fans. And we got to root for them. I was a Tua hopeful in the beginning. I was a Mike McDaniel hopeful in the beginning. Going into this offseason, my gut told me 2025 is going to be different, but my brain told me I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of the same old Dolphins. But then I started diving deep. Started paying attention to body language and pressers. Eye movements. The tone of their voices when they answered questions. Unfortunately, a lot of the pressers, you can't really hear the questions unless you turn on your closed captions. But even then, it's still kind of like it's not accurate, not 100%. So you kind of got to listen to the questions and guesstimate or listen to the answer and guesstimate what the question was. But when you're paying attention to body language and tone of voice, like, you can kind of figure it out. These guys are working. These guys are putting in the work to stay healthy. They're putting in the work on their bodies to be available. Because what? Availability is the best ability. They're putting in the work to be great. And they're not showing too much on camera right now because we all know that the Miami Dolphins were the new Dallas Cowboys. Whether we want to admit it or not, we're the new Dallas Cowboys. We just don't have Stephen Ross out there making an ass of himself every chance he can get in front of a microphone. No, instead he's got guys like us doing it for him. So, there you go with that. We're the new Dallas Cowboys. We're in the media more than they are. Why would we do anything right now that we have planned to do in the regular season? Because you already know, like, secretly, deep down inside, all of these teams are scared of us. Maybe not scared of our physicality that we have been working on, and we've been showing it, right? We've been showing it These past 2 practices where they're not fights. Does fights not show physicality? I think it does. And the fact that we were fighting ourselves, like, that's all for show. If you go back to the Chicago game, the 2 guys that were fighting were dapping each other up in the game because one of them that was in the fight made a big play. So obviously the fight the day before was because the guy wasn't doing his job. He wasn't doing what he needed to do. So the other guy stepped in and told him, hey, you need to step up. And they got into a fight. And then the next day he made a big play. They dapped it up. That was what it was about. They're building physicality. They're building a new culture. And Mike McDaniel's the director. We got a lot in store for you guys this season. We're gonna be live casting a lot of games. Trust me. Hit that subscribe button and smash that notification because you are not gonna want to miss our live games. Trust me on that one. I'm pretty good with keeping up with them, like as far as during the play goes, but like you're gonna love it. The action, the comedy, especially when I got my boy Waffles over there on the other side of he'll be over on the other side of the screen. You're not going to want to miss it. We got our fantasy draft coming up for our fantasy league. It's going to be coming up in a couple weeks. We're going to be having that live. We got a couple videos coming out for you to get you prepared for your own fantasy drafts. Because we all know that fantasy draft can be stressful. Knowing who to take, when to take them, at what spot. Like, it can be stressful. But I do all that homework for you guys, so make sure y'all are subscribed. And again, don't forget, we're doing a giveaway. I got a Mike Gesicki signed photo, 9x16 photo for you guys. When we hit 500 subscribers, it's going out to one of you lucky fans. And the way you can do that, obviously the easiest way to do that, like, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and share us. Tag us when you share us so we know who's showing us the most love, because the person that shows us the most love wins the prize. Also, DCC Dolphins Cancer Challenge. Dolphins Challenge Cancer. They're running their 16th year. This will be my 2nd year going and participating. Sign-ups they started last week, but I got to wait till tomorrow to sign up. As soon as I sign up, I'll put that link in the chat if anybody wants to donate to cancer research, Sylvester Cancer Research Fund. It benefits everybody. There's no reason not to. You get, like, if you're concerned about it, you get a tax form so you can write it off. Like, it's 100% tax deductible. You can put a donation in. They're aiming to raise up to $100 million this year. This will be $100 million raised is with their goal through all the 16 years that they've been doing it. So even if you don't donate to my QR code, as soon as I get my QR code, I'll load it up on my channel. Go donate to somebody's. Donate to the cause, period. It helps, man. We got to battle research cancer, like, and man, we just got to do it. Got to get it out of there. It's like the only thing we can't beat in life so far is cancer. Everything else, it seems like us humans have under control. But it's been fun. I appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out for my rant about Mike McDaniel and him cooking up some kind of movie about the Miami Dolphins, because we're going to have a good year this year. And if you agree with me, let me get a fins up in the chat. Let's go, fins up, baby. And I'll catch y'all next time.